Welcome back, otakuans. What's going on, everybody?
What's
Welcome to
going on?
another
What's going on?
great episode. So, our brother here, our brother here, just finished
You
Chainsaw
don't have to
Man.
make a spectacle, bro. It's like
Yes,
it
I
just
should have
came
worn my
out last season, bro.
I should have worn my Chainsaw Man shirt. I don't know what I was
Yeah,
thinking.
why
I
didn't
wore
you
it
wear a
last time
Chainsaw
though.
Man
I
shirt?
wore it last time. In all the videos you clip of me and you put on TikTok, I'm wearing like the same damn shirt for some reason. So I'm gonna be looking stupid.
It's because I have multiple clips from the same video, so it's just
It makes me
same.
look like I don't do laundry.
He don't
That's
change
the
his
problem.
clothes.
I'm wearing Demon Slayer now though because that episode 2 came out. What? Anyways, but we're actually going to talk about the
Hmm.
Dark Trio in anime. But we're gonna do our review on Chainsaw Man. A lot of you have probably seen it already. That's fine. But our boy just watched it, and we got to talk about it because it's amazing. It is fucking amazing. And I think I'm gonna read a text from you. Put my
The
glasses
receipts
on.
ain't no way. I
Yeah,
don't.
I'm
I
pulling
don't.
receipts
I don't
here.
recall any text message I've
I'm
ever sent you
pulling, I'm
about
pulling receipts
about
here.
this.
He said, hold on. I apologize. I will put respect on the Dark Trio name.
No,
Yep, that's
that's
what he
I
said.
don't recall. On
Receipts.
the Dark Trio's name, basically,
Receipt.
I was saying that the Dark
Receipts.
Trio as a whole deserves some level of compliments. No
I pulled the
show in
receipts.
specific,
I'm pulling the
honestly.
receipts. Let's talk about Chainsaw Man though. I mean, you had to like. I know you liked it. I know that shit was amazing.
It was good. It was a good show. I was surprisingly satisfied by the ending of the show. I thought it was going to be kind of boring. Maybe they don't really resolve because I know Chainsaw Man is a longer manga. They've
Mhm.
been out for a little while, so I was like, by the end of the season, maybe they don't quite resolve. But they actually resolved the conflict that they were in quite well by the end. So I was pretty happy with what I saw.
It definitely takes a turn towards the end. I mean, from the beginning, we see Pochita and Denji. They, turn into their little. I want to call them. They're not devils, but they're the
Fiends,
yeah, the Fanes.
fiends,
So
yeah.
they're pretty fiends. Yeah, fiends, Fanes. Um, they're like half human, half devil, and they're kind of just learning how to be devil hunters. Like he finds Makima, Makima finds him. He's like, "Fuck it, you'll give me food, I'll become a devil hunter." I'm like, if you're gonna give me food, I might as well become a devil hunter. And of course, his main goal is to touch some titties. So,
The best mango
um,
of any MC I've ever
I
met.
mean, based. You know what I'm saying? And I mean, off the rip though, it may have not been Makima's titties, but we get to meet this girl named Power, and she's fucking psychotic, but she has titties. And I
She
mean,
has
within
titties.
within 3 episodes, our boy
I think it was
meets
two
his goal.
episodes too.
Was it two?
I think it might have
But
even
she
been
moves
two
in.
episodes.
She moves into the apartment or whatever with Aki.
Yeah, I think by the end of the second episode that happens. So that's pretty crazy.
I mean, he meets his goal. It might have not been Makima's, but fuck Makima. If y'all don't know, if y'all haven't read forward or know anything about it, fuck
Yeah, I
Makima.
don't know
Anyway,
anything about it either.
yeah, I'm not gonna ruin that because that hasn't come out yet. That I mean, it's in manga, so technically you could go read it. But yeah, fuck Makima. Anyways, but Power, he gets to grab her titties, so he gets his goal. But then he doesn't feel like satisfied or accomplished. Like he's just like, oh, you're not Makima. He's like, you're
I
not fucking
mean,
Makima.
when you be honest with about it, like she didn't really make the moment special. She's like, you want to touch my titties? All right, go ahead then, touch my titties if you want to. He's
Or
like,
she locks him in the bathroom or some
okay,
shit.
yeah, like they're like
Yeah,
locked in the bathroom. He's like, oh, I guess this is
this is the
it. All
moment.
right, I.
This is the moment that we're going
And then
for.
and then he's like breaking down, crying, and Makima's office is like, it just wasn't as good as I thought it was going to be. He's like, oh, because she didn't
Yeah,
she
and
didn't
then
do it right.
yeah, because then we see Makima fucking coming up in his ears and shit, like
Yo,
whispering and fucking
man,
like, if you do this, I'll let you do whatever you want. Fuck that
I
bitch.
almost had to
Anyways,
fast forward that moment. it got too a little hot and steamy when I saw that. Yo, Mockingbird was kind of. I
Uh,
didn't read forward, so I don't know about these
oh,
ulterior motives. But Mockingbird in that moment, she was turning on
oh
that sexual
no,
suggestion.
Makima. I mean, that's like any good looking woman out here. She fucking manipulating. That's the
No,
point. That's what
it's
they
those
do.
redheads. I got a special place in my heart for
Mm.
redheads, and she definitely do it. And she got like that dominating.
You felt that way when you saw what her power was.
Yeah, I was even more like hell yeah, go for it. She's like,
Hey,
eh, fuck
get it,
y'all
queen.
little ass. Yeah, yo, Makima goes hard. Like
She does go
I
hard.
don't
I'm
truly
mad at
know because honestly, like watching the show, like yes, we understand that she shows attention to Denji. We don't truly understand why she shows as much attention to Denji that she does.
her.
But watching her, you know that there's something that she's not truly saying.
There's
Even
something wrong with her.
characters are like, "Hey, are you going to tell me why you did that or why this is happening?" Like, I'll tell you later. Like, she's obviously holding a secret, and
Well,
it's.
I mean, and she doesn't give a fuck about anybody. Like you can tell, she doesn't care.
I mean, she's like Nick Fury. Like, if an Avenger die, an Avenger die. We move on. We get a new
Yeah,
Avenger.
you get a new
We ain't
adventure.
got time to be crying about
You're like
somebody
you're like
dying.
an Amazon like an Amazon supply store. You know, somebody died. We can fill the line.
Hey, I don't what
We can
Amazon
fill.
supply store you worked at?
I said, hey, look, Amazon don't care
They
about
over here
employees.
dying, boxing the
Look,
shit up.
we can fill. You know, we can fill the supply line. It doesn't matter to us. The factory gonna keep moving. But like, I just think seeing the, and I think you saw, you know what I meant about fucking Aki being like the Sasuke of the show, like just the moody teenager, like the gothy, like just like
I mean,
you
I
know,
see what you
it's the
meant.
trope. It's the trope. It's not
Yeah, but
necessarily
Aki
Sasuke.
was badass. Sasuke
Aki was
was a
that.
little cringe.
I
Aki
mean,
was a
Asuka is badass
badass.
too, but Sasuke came out what 2007, so like
I
when he
want to
was actually
kill
like,
my mom. I
yeah.
want to kill my.
Oh,
That was Sasuke. Aki wasn't on
Itachi
that.
already did that for him, but.
Tachi took care of that. Don't worry about
Yeah,
that.
but Aki was badass, true. Like, I mean, like,
Hmm.
Kong, but like that shit was dope. I mean,
Hmm.
but it's more of like it's the trope that we see a lot of animes doing, where they have the three people in the team. Like you
Yeah,
got Power, Denji, Aki, right?
yeah.
Power is supposed to be the Sakura, right? But they don't really do a lot with her that Sakura trope because nobody really cares about that trope.
Mm,
Denji's the idiot who's super powerful. Naruto, he's an idiot. He's super powerful,
yeah,
and Denji's the more quiet, gothy, like badass kid with the black hair
yeah.
who's just like
Who's
doing his
also
own
super
thing.
powerful, but it's like low key that they're
Yeah.
super powerful.
So it's always that trope that brings it back. And so
Hmm.
when I saw, every time I see an anime like that, I'm just like, oh, but Aki's dope. Like Aki's dope as fuck. I think he's, like he was one of the characters. I was like, damn, like this show seems like something that a lot of people are about to die in, and I don't want him to die. Which we find out later down the road in the show that a lot of people fucking die. And I said
Yeah.
it. I think I said it to you. This is like the Game of Thrones of fucking anime right here. I know. I don't. You haven't seen Game of Thrones. I don't think.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh yeah, I watch Game of
Yeah, you
Thrones.
did. Yeah, but like, it's like the Red Wedding. Like, there's a whole episode that's pretty
Mm.
much the Red Wedding. And
Literally, everybody just. Oh,
you're just
man.
like, what the fuck?
Honestly,
Like,
I didn't expect that to happen at all. Like,
neither did I. Neither did I.
did that? Like, I understand like their division, but everyone was taken out in
It was
that way.
multiple divisions.
Oh,
Yeah,
it was
like
multiple divisions.
it wasn't just their division. It was different people in different divisions all over like the world,
Mhm.
all over. Well, not the world, but like Japan, like
Yeah.
all over Japan. It was like a synchronized thing by the Gun Devil, and just like bang, 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 just like murder. Like the old lady walking down the street with a grocery bag money. I was like, what? I was like, she's the ops.
I
You
mean, a
can't
lot of
trust the
people
old
got
lady in
out
a
of it
grocery
though.
store.
I mean, a lot of people
Some
they were able to get out of
all
it.
people did. Yeah. The only reason why who was it that survived was because Kobanai, the girl who freaked the fuck out in the hotel and tried to kill Denji,
Hmm.
she actually saved old boy's life and like killed that grandma. Like was like stabbing her in the fucking chest with the
Did
knife.
she save him?
Yeah, she saved him.
Oh, I
Yeah,
thought.
but like
Well, because when the grandma shot, he had like jumped in front of her and of her, and then she came around and then did her in. I don't know if he
yeah, but
survived or
the
not.
grandma was about to shoot again,
Mm.
and that's when Kobanai came around with the knife and just was like, like fucking stabbing her. I was like,
Cobra
holy
Knight
shit.
kind of lit too. Like I remember, I think it was
Bro,
like the final
she,
fight. She like
went
ran.
Cooper's color code black in the fucking hotel. They had to tie her down. She went color code
Oh
black.
yeah, yeah, of course, because she's like, I don't want to die. Did you not listen to him? He just said we're going to die. All
The
we have
room
to
full of
do is
devil
kill
hunters.
him.
She's the only one freaking out. Everybody else, hell, even Denji was like, "Sure, I'll die." Like he ain't give a
I
fuck.
mean, did you see how the conflict was actually settled? Like, to be honest, they should have died. The fact that Denji was able to fight for that long, he fought for days, I think they
Yeah,
mentioned. He
because he
fought
was
for
eating.
days because he was able to eat and keep on hurting him till he
Yeah,
eventually gave up and said, here's my heart. Go ahead and kill me.
yeah.
Like they should have definitely died. So I understand. Like now she did go black pretty quickly. She went black fairly
She
fucking quick,
it
while
was
everybody else
real
took
quick.
naps instead. But
Everybody else was in the bed taking naps. Like we'll figure this shit. This is future us
she
problems.
like, look here, I ain't got time for all that. I got a family. Like you
Yeah,
heard
I'm a.
her backstory. She's
I'm
sending
the.
money back to her family. She got people who care and need her to take care of them. She don't got
What is
time to.
she? What's she? Deku? Ochako? I don't care. Bet you
Bitch,
are
you
a
are not
devil
a main
hunter.
character. You are
You are in.
fodder.
You are in. Fucking the Dark Trio, Chainsaw Man. Go
Uh,
die. Go die.
Go
Like
die
nobody
for the
cares.
show,
Even
bro.
Denji, the person that she was trying to kill, was just like, I mean, I don't care. Kill
Mm-hmm.
me. I don't fucking like, bitch. Like, and then he was like, you know what?
You
I'm
gotta
done.
understand.
And then he just fucking
And
and
then he
just
went
jumped.
down there and just tore
It just
everything
jumps,
up.
and he was just fighting and fighting, just screaming his head off,
But
laughing
no,
like a fucking psychopath.
before we get too into it, like for everyone who hasn't seen Chainsaw Man, for a quick synopsis, one I do want to compare it to another show in the Dark Trio, Jujutsu Kaisen. It's like a older, even more mature. When you think about Jujutsu Kaisen, it's pretty mature, bloody, gory on its own. But this is like now these guys are older and more of a professional situation versus they're in school. So anyway, Denji, main character, he's the chainsaw man. In the beginning of the story, he does die. He does attain the powers of the chainsaws. And essentially, it's a story about how he joins an organization in which their job is to fight the devils who are taking over the world. The gun devil, he's supposedly like the end goal. Who knows, whatever. But their job is to fight these devils, to keep the streets of Tokyo safe from the devils at the end of the day. And Denji is sitting on the wall of he's a devil and he's kind of losing his mind, but also he's a human where he does have a heart and he's trying to kind
What's
of fight both
what's
of those
wild?
sides.
What's wild is people actually see the devils. It's not like Bleach where they don't see the hollows. Like people see these motherfucking devils. Like imagine walking down the street and then fucking you see a three-handed and head chainsaw fucking jump out of a building and then a fucking devil and then starts slashing it up in the sky. You're just like, what the fuck?
Yeah, that's a
It's like
pretty interesting concept.
it's like a kaiju level event over there, like giant fucking devils roaming the streets. Like people see them, so it's like it's not like a hollow from Bleach where the Soul Reapers are fighting them in the shadows. Like no,
Yeah.
this is out in the open.
So this is out in the open. Like
Yeah,
I've seen
like
other like animes where they kind of like hid what was happening from like the civilians. But
this ain't the Men in Black. This is out in the open. Like this shit is
yeah, and
out
that's what
in
I
the
thought. I
open.
got Men in Black vibes from it. You know,
Yeah,
with the
and
suits and the shoes.
I
Like,
thought the same thing. I thought the devils were going to be like something that they couldn't see. Only select people could see them, or whatever. But no, I mean, every time devils were fighting in the streets and shit, it was on the news. Like this shit was like
yeah, no,
Channel
I did
5,
remember that.
Channel 6 action news from the helicopter. They get fucked up too. Like everybody could catch the smoke. Like it ain't, like I don't. I thought it was a really good concept when it came down to that.
Compared
Well,
to other animes you've seen in the past, like the fighting, gory animes, would you put this high up on the list? Just not even thinking about story wise, because I'll get to that. But just fighting, gory, the whole choreography of because Denji he gets down. So all of
yeah.
that encompassing, would you put this high on the list, just action
Um,
wise?
I'm gonna only say I'm gonna say like high mid, only because the fighting in this show is more chaotic than graceful. So there's like you got like Demon Slayer, right? Where the fighting is like choreographed. I mean, it's beautiful. It's still violent, but it's beautiful. There's moves, there's techniques. Like the fighting in Chainsaw Man is like you got like with Denji, like he's just all over the place swinging wild. With other people with like fucking Aki and fucking I forgot what his dog's name is, but like or Cone, that's his dog's name. But like Cone, he does the Cone thing and it eats it and then it's done. We see Aki fight with the sword like one time, but it's the technique that matters, not the sword play that matters. So he doesn't really, we don't really see him like go all out with the swords, jumping off buildings, you know, like these great, fantastic fights. Um, I think the fights would be ass if it wasn't bloody, to be honest. Like if it wasn't gory and bloody, I think the fights would be ass because it's very like blocky and one dimensional. There's no grace to it. It's not choreographed. But because it's supposed to be gruesome. It's supposed to be bloody. It's supposed to be wild. I think that sets it apart from everything else, and that's why it's a part of the Dark Trio. I mean, it sets it apart from literally everything else.
That's actually brings up another point I was going to bring: CGI. This anime uses CGI, especially more specifically for its fights. Like, and it sometimes, a lot of times actually, it does look a little blocky. It looks a little like he's moving like that. It doesn't look as fluid as something, say, Demon Slayer. Honestly, does that for you hurt the show? Because I know you've expressed in the past you don't like CGI. Does that hurt the show
that
in your eyes?
three-dimensional or whatever animation? A little bit. I think, and I talked about this when the show first came out, and I was the only one watching it, and I told you about this. It more than made up for it in the story and in the comedy and in the blood and gore and violence and like what was going on because unless you've read it, you had no fucking idea what was happening. Like you had no fucking clue. I remember I'm following a couple like anime people on like Instagram and I think this one chick who does like anime reviews, she posted on her story. She was like, for those who don't know, we're about to happen, and then like with the Chainsaw Man, like just like a background, and it had her with the crying eyes, and I was like, wait, what the fuck? And then like that whole Red Wedding episode happened. I'm like, what the fuck just happened? You know, with Himeno and all that. I think it definitely made up for it for its mystery. It's like what the fuck's going on moments, and then it tells you. It's not like it leaves you in the dark.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like it tells you what's happening. Did it hurt it? Yes, because it could still be anything could be better. And even though it made up for it, it shouldn't have had to make up for it. You could still give us that amazing story and the gore and the violence and the blood, and still have better, you know. Because I'm pretty sure I think Mappa Studios fucking animated this shit.
Mappa.
So like, Mappa has done better, you know. So I don't know. It does hurt it though. I'll say it. But it makes up for it and everything else.
Yeah, no, I definitely agree. It makes up for it in the story. Like, as you said, like, we're seeing things happening and it blows your mind, like, what the fuck is going on? But unlike other shows where you got to watch 2, 3, 4 episodes to find out the explanation of why this happened, this show, it gets to the point. And that's a good way of describing the show. It really gets to the point. It's moving the plot lines forward. And I'm sure if I were to like look at the manga or look at the different volumes, I would see that it's actually moving through many volumes at one time. We're not sticking in one arc, and that one arc is lasting the whole time. We're getting the answers that we need. We're getting a better understanding of the devils, the fiends, the organization in a whole. All at one time, and I think that actually helps it a lot because, like you said, it becomes really chaotic. Like me, I'm not a huge. I need action on the screen to for me to say, "Oh, I like this show." I'm definitely okay with the talking scenes, but sometimes with the action scenes, I was like, "Oh wow, chainsaws, okay, blood, all right, that's cool." But then they kind of explain what's going on. I did appreciate that part. I probably would appreciate it more reading it. Like you said, if you didn't read it, you may be confused. I probably would have appreciated reading it more and then seeing it animated because I know a lot of people who read the manga were super excited for the animation to come out. So
it was one of the most anticipated, I think, in like the last,
definitely.
like that season. It was one of the most, and I think they held off on it. I think they delayed it a little bit just to like make it like actual factual like good, you know. I don't think there's much they could have done to make it better. I think I think it was what it was supposed to be.
Yeah.
You know, it was supposed to be gory, violent, bloody. It wasn't supposed to be. It was supposed to be Denji waving the chainsaws around, not no graceful, no tack. I mean, hell, when he fought Katana Man, fucking Katana, like the dude with the sword hands and the sword head, like that dude actually knew technique, and it's good because Denji's gonna be able to do that shit eventually, right? But it's like any anime we watch, when he gets a special power immediately, unless it's like Jujutsu Kaisen where he's kind of already like Itadori's kind of already good at fighting anyway. I mean, he was a basic civilian and fought a fucking the devil in Jujutsu Kaisen. You know what I'm saying? Like he was already kind of broken. Denji was nobody. I mean, Denji as a human had Pochita, which is the cutest fucking dog in the world, but it was the chainsaw dog, that short one with chainsaw on its face, and he would go kill minor, like low level, I mean the lowest of low scum devils, right?
By waving around the chainsaw, that's it.
Yeah, and he was in debt to the Yakuza boss or whatever until he found out that the Yakuza boss was really just being controlled by another devil. But all he was doing was just waving around the chainsaw and just surviving to get some maggoty bread. You know what I'm saying? Lord of the Rings reference, if anybody got that. But like that's all he did. And then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, Pochita sacrifices himself or herself. I don't really know or remember. It's 2023, right? But sacrifices themselves into Denji, and then all of a sudden he's like alive now and has these chainsaws on his face and his hands. Like he doesn't know how to fight. He's never really fought. All he's used. I mean, anybody can wave a chainsaw. Hell, the Texas Chainsaw Massacre probably ain't got no hands when he puts the chainsaw down.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So like,
and on top of the fact that he's in pain the whole time, they mentioned that like the chains are actually cutting into his body and he's bleeding his own blood.
But he can take it more because he's a Fane now. Like,
I mean, obviously, he heals.
Whatever. Like he's stronger, he's faster, he heals better. Like I mean, we've seen him die multiple times. Speaking of his training arc, we've seen him literally die multiple times, and he'll come right back. You know, the only way is to really take his heart out of his fucking chest and crush that shit up into little pieces. And nobody's ever done that. They've only like cut his head off, cut him in half, stabbed him in the face. They've shot him a few times, but like, nothing has ever really killed him. So the fighting that we've gotten from him was expected from me. Like it was expected. I knew he was going to do that. Now fighting from like Aki or Himene, or I think Himeno, which she was bae, sad, cry eyes. But like Himeno, hell, when Makima, when we found out where her fucking power, I was like, God damn, like that is a savage fucking bitch right there. Like she is cold blooded.
And this man just got chainsaws. that's
like,
crazy.
Cold blooded. Like how do you beat that? Like you don't beat that. I mean, she got shot in the back of the head and she survived. I mean, because
Yeah, we're gonna have to come back and explain that shit. I need to understand more about Makima by the end of this, because I'm still trying to figure out. Like I'm pretty sure you got shot in the back of the head and you get up, no blood, and then you lied like, oh yeah, that's not my blood. Yeah, that's not.
She's a fiend.
Just couldn't hold it in, could you?
No,
I'm pretty sure she was a fiend.
Well, so
like that anyway. So
I mean, if you can tell, if you look at it, the fiends in the show have specific eyes. Makima had the same eyes, different from everybody else's. Then when she got shot in the back of the head and she didn't die, and she has like a devil, like the devil's contract, but we don't know who her devil contract is. We just know that it's inside of her somewhere.
Yeah.
Like it was kind of, to me, it was a dead giveaway.
Yeah.
Then obviously I looked it up to reconfirm, but and because I already knew like most of the story ahead of time, but I still looked it up to reconfirm. Like she's a fiend. We just don't know exactly from what.
Okay,
or
good.
With who.
Well, as long as you don't know that, so you don't tell me. But no, speaking of the overpowered characters, Kishibe. Now we've seen different animes, we've seen different training arcs and the best senseis in anime. We talking about Jiraiya Sensei.
These are more savage.
We're talking about those guys. Yeah, so I was gonna ask you, what do you rate Kishibe when it comes to anime
he is fucking broken, and we haven't even seen his power. We've seen nothing.
No, nothing.
And
he's just defeating.
He can two feints. Two faint. like two fiends, one with chainsaws. I mean, granted, he never used them because, like, I guess that was one thing about the show. Not like to rewind, but one thing about the show I kind of didn't like. Denji was in a lot of situations where he could have just used the chainsaws and been fine, but he used that stupid wooden handle axe, and I'm like, bro, pull your fucking chainsaws out. Like, what are you doing?
It's
And it was
painful.
funny.
It hurts.
And it was funny. And it was funny because every time people would tell other people like, "Hey, he has chainsaws as a feint," they're like, "No way." And then he'll pull his chainsaws out when nobody's looking, and then he'll come back without them on. They're just like, "Oh, okay," like they didn't see it. Anyways, but he's fighting against Power, who has blood manipulation, and Denji, who again is super strong, super fast, has the chainsaws, and he's wiping the floor with them. I mean, he just kills them over and over and over and over.
Does that make him a great sensei?
He's a great fucking sensei. They learned. They got a. Did they get a hit in?
Did they
I think
learn?
no.
What did they learn?
They learned to die.
They
And to
learned to
get
die
right
and
back
come back faster.
They,
That's about
they
it.
learn how to fall and get back up again.
Oh hell no! Honestly, I was so confused. Like, what the hell is happening at this point? You just beating the shit out of them every episode, and they're dying repeatedly. I didn't know what they learned.
He said
from
their
this.
fighting was better. I mean, he did say because that was towards the end of the
He
season.
made a statement.
Yeah, but that
You've
was
gotten
towards
better,
the end of the
guys.
season. We haven't seen them actually fight. Mm-hmm. So, like, I mean, after their little training arc, that was pretty much it. I mean,
Yeah.
that was pretty much it in the show. We haven't seen them actually fight, and it showed their training montage, them getting in either more hits or like surviving longer and longer and longer. And if they
Yeah.
can survive longer and longer and longer against him, they're gonna survive longer and longer and longer in battle.
Yeah.
So, you know, and Power would always, one thing that pissed me off about Power, she always running away. She's like, man, fuck this shit, I'm out. Like, and she would just leave. I'm like, she would have been one of the most pivotal, like, turn the moment around characters in the whole show. She just never did it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, when they were fighting the girl with the snake, and they were fighting the devil in that alley or whatever, like, she could have turned that fucking shit around
How so?
somehow. Well, I do not think that they would have won, but the people who died probably wouldn't have had to die. The
Okay.
Power was there.
Okay, but that snake, they didn't understand what was going on. She just out of nowhere, big ass fucking snake appeared out of nowhere and ate people. So in the defense, I feel like that's like a very
That snake
fast
ate cone.
move.
I was mad. I was mad as fuck. That snake ate cone. The snake ate
Yeah,
cone.
yeah.
I was pissed.
Hey,
Oh,
Cone
it is?
was pretty much the same type of demon. Like, he just appears and eat things, but the snake was better.
Well,
It is
and
what it is.
bigger. And Aki had no idea about the snake. So now that fucking hand thing that Himeno does.
The ghost? Yeah.
Yeah, the ghost. That shit is weird. Like the ghost with all the hands and the
Yeah.
fucking that shit is creepy. And like every time she uses like that special power, it takes a bit of her. It takes like her arm, then
Yeah,
took her
like it
other
tear
arm.
pieces of her flesh out and eats it.
Like that's why she like it took her eye, and then it took her arm, and then her other arm, then
Yeah.
then her leg, then her other leg, and then it took her head, and I was like, what the fuck?
just
Like,
for it to fail.
yeah, I was upset.
That's
Now, are we gonna
that's
talk
be
about her trying
added to the anime list of fails.
Are we gonna talk about her attempted SA of an underage character?
Yes, actually, we're going to get there next. I was going to ask you.
When it comes to, because obviously we know our man Denji, he's probably the biggest sexual offender out there right now of 2023.
How is he a sexual offender? He didn't do nothing. All he's done is touch. He's touched one boob with consent.
Harasser?
What else has he done?
Sexual harasser? How about that?
Who's he harassed?
Makimo when he first met her.
He asked for
Huh?
consent,
No.
and she said, "If you do this for me, then
Uh,
you can touch my boobs."
okay, so the horniest. How about that? The horniest.
He's the horniest. He's
the
very horny.
horniest MC of 2023. Is that better for you? I know you got to defend
No, well,
your peeps.
You know who's the biggest sexual offender? The dude from I Killed the Legendary Hero put the stocking on that girl without consent, touching her little legs. Yeah, he was all up in them.
No. We're not going to get into that. But he just felt that that thigh would look better with the stocking on it. But that's neither here nor there. We're going to get into
To the how to drop. But no, looking
Sexual
at the
offenders,
waifus, the waifus of this show, because it is centered around Denji. He's a huge perv. He just wants to touch
He is a
boobs,
perv.
make out with women, and do teenage. Because he's a
Yo,
teenager, isn't he? Like 16,
he's
17
he's
years old.
16. Yeah, he's 16 years old.
Yeah. So we got Kobane. Obviously, this the bitch who tried to sacrifice our boy Denji. We got Himeno, the one who tried to essay our boy Denji, and then we got
And threw up in his
Makima.
mouth, and he swallowed it.
We'll get to that one, and then we got Makima, the one who's I always and I want to start with Makima because I always like see the cosplays of like Denji with the collar around his neck and she's walking him like a
seen a
dog.
bunch.
Like
seen
I
all
didn't
of them.
see that in the anime though. So where did that come from? Is that like a future thing? I know you read ahead, or is it just their character?
It's more of a symbolic thing.
Okay.
Yeah, like she's walking Denji like because that's her puppy. Like,
Yeah.
that's her dog. She said that before. She's even said like, "You're my puppy. You're my dog,
Mm-hmm.
and you do what I tell you to do, or you're getting kicked out, or we'll killed. You're getting killed." But
Okay.
like, yeah, that's like
So
it's like
symbolic.
yeah. I've seen Himeno fucking and Makima cosplays all the time. So, we were talking about waifus though.
Yeah, so as Makima, without any feature knowledge, just from season 1 information,
She's
how
a
would you rate
tease.
her
Himeno gives it up.
How would you rate Makima as a waifu of season 1 for Denji?
For Denji, or
For
just in
Denji.
general as a waifu?
For Denji. Because remember, she was whispering in the man's ear. It was like, if you do this for
Solid.
me, I'm going to do this for you.
Solid 5.
A 5? Really?
With no future knowledge.
No
With no
future
future
knowledge.
knowledge.
No
Yeah,
future.
with no. Here, okay, hear me out. 1, she gives our man a job.
Yeah.
Cool, right? Gives our man a job. She promises him things if he goes and does things. Has not gotten any one of those things. Literally has not gotten anything from her that she has. She said, if you come and you go on this mission or you go and train with this guy, she's said it multiple times. She's told him promises.
Mm-hmm.
Hasn't fulfilled a single one of them.
Nothing?
She's a master manipulator. This is all knowledge in the fucking show.
Okay.
Master manipulator.
Mm-hmm.
She doesn't care about anybody but herself and her goals, so she's selfish. She's just really fucking hot,
So she's
and
a
she's really hot, and she gives him attention. That's about it.
Yeah, so she's a tsundere.
And so that gives her about a 5 to me. I mean, everything else is just like ain't shit bitch energy.
I don't know. She's giving him what he wants, though. I mean, like, she's not giving him
No, she's
everything
not.
that he wants.
She's not giving him anything.
She's giving
that he
him
wants.
the attention that he's craving. She's feeding his head with lies. Even if they're lies, he likes those lies. They're pretty little lies to him.
It doesn't matter.
I mean,
bro,
like-
you asked me to rate her off of how she's been acting
I
towards
give
him.
you that 5.
That's terrible. Terrible.
5 out of 6. Okay, fine.
5
he
out,
gets a
5 out of 15. 5
he
out
gets-
of 15.
He gets a 5 out of 10 then. All right then. So let's move on to
Terrible.
an easier one. Kobene. I mean, she did try to sacrifice her boy. She tried to sacrifice him.
That was
But
red flag. That was-
she
no, that was it.
apologized. She apologized.
No, after that, that's over.
That was-
'cause I know how you act in stressful situations. I'm the chainsaw man,
want that
which
in
means
my
if we're booze, right? If we're booze,
yeah.
I'm the chainsaw man. I'm the main character. You're not. I'm the main character, but since we're booze and we're both devil hunters, we're gonna be going out together. And because I know how you act now in stressful situations, you're a fucking
She
psychopath.
would never do that again. That was a one-time thing.
She would never do that again.
She was scared. She was young. She was new. They were new.
She was not new.
You sure?
She was there a lot.
I swear
she was
they
there
were
a lot.
recruit.
She was there a lot longer than Denji was.
I mean, longer than Denji, but she was still considered.
That's why
newish.
That's why Himeno was so surprised how she was acting.
Mm-hmm.
Because she was there longer. They fought before already.
True, but remember, she was having a conversation with her, and they were like, "What's the mortality rate for new, like the new Slayers?"
The one
and
guy
they were
was
saying
new.
like a lot of people actually died.
Hirokazu or whatever. He was new.
Yeah, both
and
of them were
Kobana.
newish.
They were the newest ones, but they've fought before. They've fought devils. They've been on missions. Like now you
They
getting
were,
one
they were
shot.
on missions with Aki though.
Now you about to die for one time. And
You gonna die
lose your
one time?
fucking mind.
Fuck you! Ain't
And
no
you lose
fucking
your
way.
fucking mind. She literally tried to kill her own comrade. That's a 0. That's a no reg for me.
Oh,
0.
So she lost it as a waifu for you. She can't.
I
make it
mean,
back.
that's like we were fucking warriors. We go out like you talking about killing your own warrior,
so the skills-
killing the dude to the left and the right of you, killing them to save your own skin. That's
It was a one-time thing. So if you telling me in the future she can't make it up for you,
Well,
save your
it's
boy
gonna take a
Denji
lot.
life a couple times maybe.
She gonna have to do something.
Save his life and come.
She gonna have to do something.
Okay,
No,
fine.
I don't like.
Fine.
Yeah, I don't like her.
We got to talk about the sad elephant in the room now. Himeno.
She would have been great. She'd have been great. We'd have had something special. But you want crazy?
Ain't no way though. She was in love with Aki.
She was in love with Aki. It wouldn't happen. It wouldn't work.
I mean, she was willing to give up the gingerbread cookies, but she still...
Yeah, I mean, she was in love with Aki. She was just drunk. Hey, but Denji, you want to talk about him not being the biggest SA offender? He didn't even do. He was like, "Get off me! I'm done. I don't need this." He said, "I don't need this."
No, I'm not going to give Denji that. Why was he like that? What did she find in his pocket or in his?
I mean, a lollipop, but that's not the point.
That's literally the point.
But he's underage.
Uh-huh.
She was on top of him.
Yeah.
She was taking his clothes off. She was essaying him.
Look here. In that situation, for this show, he's obviously not a kid.
I mean,
he's not in school.
It's Japan. We already talked. We already said this in the text message.
How old is she? Himeno.
Japan SA. She's like 29-ish.
Ooh, that's not a...
Aki's 23. She's like 5 years older than Aki.
She's like 5 years older? I thought she was like
4 or
20.
5 years.
No,
she's like 4 or 5 years.
Okay.
No,
well,
Aki's an adult. Makima's an adult. Himeno's an adult.
She's way too old for your boy.
Yeah.
Maybe in a couple years. That's another question I did want to ask you. The timeline did seem like it skipped ahead a good amount of time throughout the first season. Like, it wasn't just a matter of days that all this happened, or weeks.
No, it was like a couple. It was like months. It was like months.
Yeah. What, would you say a year has passed since he's become a fiend, or less than that?
I think it's a little less than a year.
So like
I think
6 months.
I think it's over a couple months.
So like 3, 4 months maybe.
Yeah, something like that.
Okay.
I would say.
I would say. But all right, Himeno. Unfortunately, she is 28 years old. But what are you giving her?
No. She'd have been I mean, I can't give her a score. It's illegal. She's overage.
Look here.
Now, if Denji was of age, and she didn't love Aki, I'd give her a solid like 8 or 9. That goes hand.
I'm pretty sure Makima is also like at 20 something. Kobane, I know she's 20 years old because she stated it. Ain't no way you're not gonna give her.
You haven't asked me on that.
Huh?
Power is a 10 out of 10.
Hmm. Power? We haven't got the power yet. Power's not a 10 out of 10. Power is fucking psychotic.
Power is a 10 out of 10.
Himeno. How much is Himeno getting?
8.
8. Even the fact that she's in love with someone else. Cool. We say you have some
I said if
issues
she didn't,
you need to look at.
If she didn't love Aki and she didn't die,
okay.
Then yes, an 8.
Power. You're giving Power a 10 out of 10.
10 out of 10.
She's fucking
and here's
psychotic.
why. And here's why.
Go ahead.
One, they actually they don't do much more anyways towards the future. They just stay really, really close and really, really good friends. But they never do anything. 2, in the second fucking episode, she gave him what he wanted. Didn't need to do anything. Didn't promise him nothing. Didn't say, if you go do this for me, I'll let you touch my... Nope. Didn't do nothing.
No, he saved her.
Oh, well, she did.
He saved the cat.
She did. My bad. Yeah, saved her cat. My bad. Yeah. She did do that. But what did she do?
She made do her promises.
When they walked in the fucking door, she was like, bathroom now. And he said...
She doesn't care about
say
him,
less.
Like, at all.
She actually does. She actually does a lot.
Well, the first season of anime is not showing.
It doesn't show. So. It doesn't. She cares more about herself because she runs away from like these fights because she's scared. Mm-hmm. But she does really care about him a lot, and Denji actually really cares about her. They become like it's like a real big brother sister relationship.
Yeah,
like later down the road
in the future. But first season, she's like, all I care about is me and this damn meowie, or whatever his name is.
I don't know, but. I mean,
she's
if they
the type to bite your dick off, bro. Do you see
if
those
she
things?
But his shit would grow back. He probably got a chainsaw dick.
Yeah, bitch. Ain't no fucking way. 10 out of 10. That's crazy. 10 out of
10. I think they would be great together.
5 out of 10 for Maki and 10 out of 10 for Power.
Maki's fucking bitch. Anyways, so okay. Overall, this show. What are your final, like, what are your big thoughts on it? What is something you'd like to see in the future, and like what do you rate it?
Overall, what do I rate the show? I would say, because I don't like to rate against all shows, so I would rate of this generation, even of the Dark Trio, I would give this show maybe a 7 out of 10, respectfully, because yeah, I'll give it a 7 out of 10, even maybe a six
Okay.
point five out of 10.
Yikes.
Yeah,
Went
it's
backwards.
hurt. I know it's hurtful. One, the fight scenes are very crazy. The plot is easy to understand. Obviously, is moving along quite nicely. Maybe if I read it, I would have a better understanding of things. But it moves quite quickly.
It
It does
does.
give you the information, but it moves at a quick
It
pace.
does. Yeah, it does.
It's hard to track what's going on with the fights. Some, like you said, sometimes it's like why didn't you just do this from the jump? Why didn't you just activate your chainsaws from the jump? Um, I don't like the characters that much. I like
Really?
Aki. I like Denji. He's fucking hilarious. I like Power, and that's about it. The rest of the
Yeah.
characters, like the Copenhagen girl, she could honestly die. She could have died at the hotel. She could have died at the assassinations. She could have died at any point. I really would not have cared. Maki is like you pointed out. Like I'm sitting here trolling you, but she's like, you're not doing anything for me. You're just talking a lot of talk. I understand. I love her power. She's her power
Yeah.
is awesome, but her
She's broken. Yeah.
character is like dry, but it's supposed to be sexy, and I'm not seeing it. And I don't even think her character, like how she's drawn, is that sexy. I love the fact she's a redhead. I love her eyes, but past that, it's like, okay, you really love this girl. Honestly, I would choose Power over her, but hey, that's how you move.
I would too. So
And then they kill Himino. I wasn't too happy about them killing Himino.
I was pissed.
That didn't make any
I was
sense for
fucking
me.
through the roof.
Was it like a character development thing? Not really. And then like how they like resolved the whole Ghost versus Aki thing with the cigarette, and I was like, wait, what? And I had to like I actually Googled it, like, okay, what the fuck is this talking about? I was like, oh, because it was the easy way of defeating the demon. I'm like, okay, that was kind of stupid. So honestly, I'll give the whole thing a 6.5. It's the first season. I know first seasons are really an introductory season. I know this is a longer manga, so it's gonna be a longer anime. It's gonna be Slayer levels of length. So second season, I'm gonna watch it because I have high expectations for the
Yeah.
show. But right now, 6.5. I'll give it a 7. 7 for sure, solid
Okay.
7. How about you?
Okay. Yeah, it was. I mean, I'm more at like an 8.5 and
8.5?
9 ish, but I can still be like, I can still have that, you know, unbiased, right? I love the Dark Trio. I love these dark, bloody, chaotic animes. But you're right. Everything you said was right. I just think we're a little different. Somebody can throw action in my face, and I could be like a child and just accept the shit, right? Like I can just be like, cool, like it's all I needed. Thank you, But so that probably boosts my score up a little bit more. Because I can take that action and just run with it and be like, okay, that's fine, no plot, sure. Like as long as the action's good, I don't give a fuck. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, everything you said was on point. I mean, I'm looking forward to season 2. Hopefully, they come out with it sooner. They have the material. I know they're working on it. I mean, Chainsaw Man was one of the most watched animes in that season. It's still one of the most watched animes right now.
Yeah.
You go to any, you sail the high seas on any website, and you see the top 10 of the most viewed shows currently. Like Chainsaw Man is sometimes up there. Like still to this day, and it's been out for quite a while.
And it came
now,
out with
so.
Bleach too. That's crazy.
Yeah, yeah. It came out. It was Sunday and Sunday. It was Bleach and fucking Chainsaw Man. So, and I think Chainsaw Man was more watched than Bleach at certain points. So, I think definitely the second season is gonna be good. We'll have to kind of see. From what I know from the jump, like from the future, it's gonna be fucking fantastic. So, I think it's gonna be something to definitely looking forward to. So,
Okay, 8.5 out of 10 and 7 out of 10. So
yeah.
all in all,
We're-
obviously it's going to be it's a good show or a good series, a part of the Dark Trio.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll do some more Hell's. As you guys know, Hell's Paradise just came out. We're going to be doing our hot or drop on Hell's Paradise and the other shows that came out. Y'all will be happy with me. I'm actually watching a shit ton more this season than I watched the last season. But Hell's Paradise, We may do a Jujutsu Kaisen review. Who knows? There's content out there. I think we should. We may.
I mean,
We'll
the next season's coming out, so let's
yeah,
do it
the next
after
season.
the next
We'll
season.
wait. We'll wait to the next season to have more reference and more content about the actual from the actual show. But we're gonna continue with the Dark Trio because they're saying Hell's Paradise is a part of it. They're saying
it's
Hell's
pretty fucking
Paradise
good from what I've seen.
from the first couple episodes. Absolutely. I don't know if did episode 3 come out yet.
Yeah, episode 3 came out. I watched it.
Okay.
Last night.
I need to watch that. I watched Demon Slayer. The last thing I watched was Demon Slayer, but the second episode, which was great. That training robot was fucking cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, I appreciate it, everybody. Let us know in the comments like how you feel about Dark Trio, how you feel about violent, bloody core animes. That's just me. I love that shit. That's just in my heart and soul. Maybe I should go to prison or something. I don't know. But let us know in the comments what you feel about the Dark Trio. Let us know if you want us to do that big Jujutsu Kaisen reveal. We're going to do one after the second season, but it's coming out later down the road, so that'll be further down. Leave a like, leave a comment, subscribe. I appreciate everybody. Peace out.
Peace.